The types of guys in high school. First, we have the simps. The kids that follow girls around like they're baby ducks, following their mother, who do everything for them while not getting the attention they want in return, and that treat girls like they treat water, as without them, they'll die. There was this one kid in my high school, Steven, who was so deluded about his simp addiction that he had the urge to constantly keep telling us this every day. So one day, I snapped and said, okay, do it then, but not with any girl, your crush, which he then started shaking because he had actually never talked to a girl before. So he took me up for the challenge and decided to walk halfway between us and his crush, only to turn around to look at us, then look at her, and then run straight to the bathroom. Hey, that's not where you get girls! Next, we have the sneaker rat. The kids who annoy their parents so that they can drop a loan to buy the limited edition Nike Air Jordan 13s for their birthday if they do well in school. Meanwhile, their family's on the verge of going homeless because of their sneaker addiction. Buying sneakers to these kids are like gamblers presented with another bet. Just one more try, then I'll win the big one this time. But whatever you do, don't you dare insult their favorite pair or brand, or they'll have beef with you for the rest of the year. And if you dare accidentally step on them, man, prepare to box right then and now, because the only thing hiding their unstable mental state has been damaged. And Disney lied to us all when they said girls were sneaker fiends, because if you come to school with any good pair of shoes, some of the guys will literally try to finesse those things while you're not looking. Thanks, Disney. Next, we have the fan favorite, the class clown. Like the sneaker rat, they may be mentally unstable, but instead of actively annoying people with their problems, they try to entertain us all with their iconic beef with the teacher before going back home and dealing with their crippling depression. One earth science class I had, where our main teacher was absent, so the secondary had to take the lead, he thought things were going to go well and we'd have a smooth class. Oh, how he was so wrong. Immediately as soon as we walked in, 3 kids found a deflated balloon on the floor, and they got on his case and began cooking him. One of them saying, "Dang, you were getting it with Miss Michaels with this?" And it was all downhill from there for our teacher, as they went after everything about him for the whole 2 periods. They even asked me to join it, but I couldn't because I couldn't survive a meeting with Mr. Bell. But after class was over, he was left looking like a burnt Thanksgiving turkey with how they handled him, and my stomach was in knots from all the laughter. My personal favorite. Then we got the cringe kids. The kids that are so desperate and try so hard to be relatable or funny to other students, but they end up making themselves look so stupid in the process that hurts. There was this one kid, Johnny, who walked up to me and said, "Yo, Scotty, you live in R3?" And I looked at this guy like, who invited bro here, as I was dying of cringe. I lived in this area for almost 15 years at that point, and not one time did anyone who lives here call this place R3. Or you're like this other kid, Zach, who despite the fact that the popular kids in school never once cared about him, he decided to follow them everywhere, trying to be relatable, use their memes and phrases to fit in with their crowd. Yet the popular kids looked at him saying, "What is bro doing? Can he not?" Next, we have an actual funny one, the high kids. These kids have got to be one of the chillest groups of kids, because this group flies higher than a kite. I will never forget these 2 kids in my chemistry group, John, who was just a normal kid, and Dexter being the high one. And every day in the beginning of the year, Dexter would just constantly troll John like, "Hey John, what? I'm sorry, John. Can you shut up?" And all while Dexter was doing this, bro was more unfazed than the Moai emoji, as our teacher had to constantly keep telling him to stop. And John raised his voice, trying to scare him, but nothing didn't work, because obviously this guy was more glazed than Sokka was after drinking the cactus juice, that nothing was able to scare him, as he just giggled most of the time. Even when the teacher tried to stop the problem by moving John to the table behind us, Dexter just kept talking to John as if he was still right next to him, and all you could hear was John punching the desk every time Dexter kept trying to talk to him, followed by the silence of the class from our side of the classroom. Next, we got the try-hard athletes, the true sweats in school, the kids that define their self-worth into playing with the school's balls, that everything else in their lives turns into a walking dumpster fire. Their grades are worse than a Redditor's search history, and they can't go more than 5 minutes without thinking of their next game they're going to play. One time in gym class, we were playing a game of cricket, and none of us have ever played this game before, so when I was trying to swing the bat, I could never hit the ball, only to have Robbie from the basketball team over here yell, "Where's your hand-to-eye coordination?" after he gracefully missed his first 3 hits. Like, relax. I understand that nobody plays with balls as much as you do, but you don't have to rub it in my face. Next, we have the troubled kids, the kids who develop so many issues that they believe it's acceptable to Mike Tyson little Jimmy over there just for the fun of it. I remember when my friend group would sit next to each other during lunch, and after somebody told a joke, all of us would just start laughing, and Wayne, a good friend of mine, would just start beating the stuff out of Todd each time, and he didn't hold back. And some of these kids try to make excuses like, "The real world is tough, you have to be strong." Like, I don't know, you being a menace to little Jimmy over here is making the world a better place, and why are you talking about the real world. If you tried to do that to anyone out there, you'd be in jail. Probably the second most delusional next to simps. The next we have are the gym bros, the kids that make going to the gym their entire personality, who act like they're in a cult, but instead of them trying to get you to join their cult, they want you to come join their gym. And when you don't want to go, some will try to socially shame you for not trying to go. Like, you do realize that I have other responsibilities outside of school, right? And some of these kids can just get weird, as they have the need to physically touch other guys, asking them to flex and check out their muscles without getting permission. These guys probably have the worst body image issues of the entire school, and when the gym class closes for a day, these kids will sulk in the corner as if they just fumbled a 10 out of 10, even though they could just do workouts elsewhere. Now we have the weebs, the kids that take anime way too seriously. The kids that come to school with Naruto headbands think that the crazy scenarios in their animes are an accurate representation of real life Japanese culture, and when they do go to Japan, the first thing they say is, "Where are the subtitles at?" And out of all the kids, these have to be the biggest trigger happy ones out of them all. Like, if you dare mispronounce the name of one of their favorite characters, they will start screeching at you as if you just insulted their parents right in front of them. These are also the kids that are terminally on websites such as Twitter or Reddit, which is not good for your mental health over a long period of time, getting in heated debates with kids over lore. Is there a lore reason why Krillin was able to throw a rock at Goku and hurt him? I don't know. Is there a lore reason why you get no bit? Next we have the SoundCloud rappers, the kids in the cafeteria putting together the most goofiest lyrics of all time together. At any given chance they got, they're always trying to plug their SoundCloud, thinking that they'll be the next big thing. And when you do finally bite and decide to listen to one of their songs, you hear them rapping about the most questionable things possible. Eating cereal while wearing flip-flops, how the world is corrupt, you haven't been outside the city for their whole life, and how your love life is like a bunny's. Yet when somebody questions you on it, you'll say you'll get back to them in 3 to 5 business days. I swear some of the kids think that they're Pink Eye when they're putting together these goofy lyrics, but they don't have the chaotic potential that he had when he put together classic hits such as STFU, Rice Balls, and Pink Eye Rap's tweets. Next up we have the weirdo. These are the types of kids who at random will do the most disturbing things you'll ever see in your lifetime. One day when we were about to leave to the park for field day, one of the kids, George, decided for no good reason at all to go on a certain inappropriate website and decided to put in old men in the search bar, and for the heck of it, just to see what comes out. And I was already like, what the heck is wrong with him? Only for the situation to get even worse, as he then decided to watch the video while trying to show it to other kids around him. Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is in your search history. If your mother ever found out about this after all the weird stuff you pulled in class, I don't think you'd personally be able to walk ever again. Speaking of videos, these kids just have a fascination with disturbing or shock videos. One of these kids, a good friend of mine, Andrew, while I was turning on my Switch so all of our group could play Smash Ultimate, decided he was going to show me a video, and when he called my name, he directed me to his phone, where my eyes were violated by the contents he was displaying. Banana slicing is his favorite snack, and I don't understand what makes somebody inspired to share their illegal passions with other people. Andrew quite literally scarred me for life with that. Like, please, go talk to a therapist or something. What do you think of the types of guys in high school? Any did I miss? And what do you like to see next? Consider leaving a like and subscribing if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time in the sanctuary.